Today on Welcome Home Custom, we are learning how to assemble our Follow the Stars compass. All right guys, so let's go ahead and assemble our compass. So first and foremost, when you open your file, you will find a Start Here folder. That has the base of your star. Now you're going to want to, whatever wood you are cutting with, you're going to want to take your sheet of wood, which I don't have a sheet of wood in here, or I would show you. You take your full sheet of wood and you slide it into the different slots with the measurement tool, and you find your perfect size. So, you know, let's imagine this is a full sheet of wood. I found that 215 was my best size. It's snug, but it's not so tight that I have to really shove it in there, okay? So that's what you're gonna do with this. Once you know your size, so mine's 0.215, I go to the 0.21 or the 215 file, and that's the one I'm gonna cut. So this is the base. You have the moon, you have the stars. Those are totally optional. There's a lot of things you could do to save on material or use more material. It's totally up to you, okay? Something that you'll see that I did with some of the other files is I actually moved these into a different color of wood and I cut them a totally different color. We will do the base last, all right? But it doesn't hurt to, before you've glued everything, just dry fit your pieces, which I already did earlier. Dry fit your pieces to make sure that they fit. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces on. And then we are going to go on to our next file that we're going to open, okay? I have some old glue that I used earlier when I was gluing together the new horse file. So I'm going to use some old glue. It's still pretty damp underneath. And we are just going to dab this on. Again, this is a great project for 3M if you are a 3M user. I am slowly starting to adopt 3M, but I'm not quite there yet. Okay, so I'm just gonna line it up with the stars underneath so that there is a visible hole all the way through. And then for these little guys, we're just going to add just a touch of glue, and you are just gonna eyeball it and pop it on the center. Again, this is totally optional. You could leave the stars as is without that additional depth. That's fine. So, lay that one down. The next thing you will open will have, we're going to start with just the basic compass. It's going to show you, it'll say star only. So you're going to have walnut, which is your star with the design. You have the option, you could just score all the lines on the inside and make it a solid walnut star. That's one way to make it easier and save even more time and pieces. You just won't have the same effect that I have here using the maple. You can also just leave your letters scored if you wanted. I chose to cut my letters out because I wanted them to pop off of the compass. Something else to note is that the star is not perfect in the sense of if you flip-flop these, you might find they don't fit quite perfectly snug, and then some may not fit at all. So make sure that you dry fit your pieces first so you know where they go before you start gluing it onto your piece, okay? So now what we're gonna do, since I already know my pieces are in the right spot, I'm just gonna tape them. I'm gonna tape it and then I'm gonna flip it. Hopefully my pieces stick because I did just oil it, so they may not. Pretty close, they kinda did. And then stick that one in there. And then I'm gonna dab my glue on. Again, great project for 3M. I just don't have any right now, or I have some, I just didn't do it. So I'm just gonna dab glue on my star. Like that. And then, you know, I think I'm going to just carefully pick this up. So I know all my flags are in the right spot, and I'm going to set it down because I wanted to show you another option. So I'm going to set this down. I am lining up my star in the back with my star in the front. As long as your tines are lined up, you are good to go. So this is your other option. You could ignore these altogether and you're getting your color coming in through the back. Okay, so that's also very pretty. I am extra, and so I always like to add more than less. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my pieces back in. Need to add a little bit more glue to this guy. He doesn't feel like he's got much on there. Oops, did I already mess myself up? Yep, see? You gotta put that one where it's supposed to go, Robin. All right. This one goes here. And this one goes here. All right, so that is your basic compass. Now you can add your letters. So I'm just going to give them a quick dip in my glue. Go for a little swim. Go for a swim, and then we're gonna dab it on our paper towel, and then we are going to place it down. Like so. A few more times. So place in the glue, dab on your paper towel. Now something else to note is that this is a great use of scraps. You guys are constantly saying, Robin, we need more projects with scraps. Well, this is a great one for you. Lots of options to use scraps. You could use scraps on the inside. You know, this could be really cool. Cut out in colored acrylic. That could be really pretty. Mental note, if you have 3M, I would use it for your letters. And let's go ahead and, he's pretty good and dry. So we are going to get rid of all those, and we are going to grab our base. We can glue our two stars together, and then we are going to put the tab right in so that we know we are flush. Gluing the two bases together really just gives it a little bit more strength to the base. So we will go ahead and insert there it goes. And now it can dry. Now you guys can see it finished. All right, so now we are going to assemble now we're gonna assemble the fox as an example. So you're gonna still cut your base. I decided, instead of keeping my moon and my stars the same color, I decided to move them over to my maple board. So that's why they are a different color, okay? And I kept my fox walnut. My fox pieces, I used cherry and maple, and then my additional pieces that go inside, I used maple. This one needs to be cleaned a little bit. So let's go ahead and glue this down. It's exactly the same. So we'll go ahead and glue it down real quick and fast forward. So now we are going to glue our fox down. So we're going to add glue to the back of the main body of the fox first. His nose is fragile, so be careful around his nose. Okay, we are going to set him down. Line him up with his feet and his base. That's the easiest part to line up. Then we can add on his other features, his mouth. Move him over just slightly. Okay. And his tail. And his ear. Might add just a little bit more tongue oil to the top. And now that I'm looking at it, I think it might even look better if I remove these and it's just the dark behind. So I'm gonna get crazy for a second and I'm gonna lift this up, what shows and what doesn't. Yeah, see, I think that looks really good like that. So